Hi, welcome back to Cooking with Gwenda. Today is episode 6. We'll be making cream-filled pumpkin muffins. My name is Lorelei and this is my mom.
Hi, I'm Gwenda and I've been an innkeeper for 25 years. This recipe that we're showing you today, the pumpkin muffins, is one that came from my mother. So I'm going to share it with Lorelei. I want to pass it on to her. I'm also going to give you a presentation on how to do it today because it's a favorite with our guests. So we're delighted to show it with you, to show it to you.
And they're delicious. Yeah.
And they are delicious,
Yeah.
yes. So first off, we're going to start with the ingredients. You're going to need 4 eggs. You're going to need a can of canned pumpkin. You are going to need 2 cups of sugar, 3 cups of flour.
Okay, you're going to need 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 2 teaspoons of baking soda. And we've already mixed it all together because we're going to be mixing in the next part.
Now for the cream filled part, you're going to need half a teaspoon of lemon juice.
And this is the filling of the muffin, correct?
This is the filling, the cream filling. You're going to need a 1/4 cup of sugar, 1 block of cream cheese, and half a cup of butter.
All right, let's start mixing.
Okay.
Okay, so what's the first step?
First step is we're going to crack our eggs into our mixing bowl, add the can of pumpkin and also the sugar, and we're going to mix it together.
So we're cracking the eggs, and this is for just the muffin part.
Yeah.
And how many muffins are we making?
So this recipe makes 1.5 dozen, so 18 muffins. Something for you to put that in.
So 4 eggs.
You have good aim, Lorelei.
She's patronizing me. I made a bit of a mess. I need to clean it up.
You can always put them in a container like this too, so you don't have to throw them into the sink.
It's fun.
Okay, then your 2 cups of sugar.
So we have the 2 cups.
2 cups of sugar and 4
the
eggs.
eggs, and then we're gonna mix that. And it's important how we're doing the mixing, right?
I would do it in this order because there is a chemical reaction that happens when you're baking. So. So when you get that mixed up, then you add your pumpkin to it.
A whole can of pumpkin. What if they can't find pumpkin? Can they use anything else?
You could also use canned squash. That would work really well too.
Sweet potato maybe? Or do you think it would taste the same? Or?
You could use sweet potato, but sweet potato is a type of squash, really. Isn't it? Is it a root vegetable or a squash?
It's a potato.
Oh, it's a root vegetable. Never mind. Never mind.
What are we talking about right now? You just said sweet potato.
Sweet potato tastes kind of like squash.
It's a potato.
All right, and then when you have that pretty well mixed, you're gonna I'm gonna hang on to my spatula. And throw in your baking soda, your baking powder, and your cinnamon.
So it's 1 teaspoon cinnamon, 2 teaspoons baking powder, 2 teaspoons
of baking soda. Yes.
So baking powder and baking soda.
Yes.
Not just one or the other, both.
This, because of the pumpkin in it, is a heavier batter, and you need a little more of the ingredients that make it rise in your mixture.
Okay. So we're mixing this.
And then your 3 cups flour, you can add it gradually, just dump it all in like I do. I'm going to stop it for a second. I'm just going to clean the sides off so that you can get those sides in the batter. Okay. It's good, Lorelei.
Can we show them what it looks like?
Sure. Let me take the mixer from you.
So it's like this orangey thick color, and it's a lot of batter because we're making 1.5 dozen muffins.
This is a muffin pan, but you're going to need 2 of those.
And you're going to need these little like...
You don't have to use those, but I find that it just, the presentation's a lot nicer.
Any type of like cupcake thing.
They're called cupcake papers.
Did you just say pup? What is going on?
Please edit that part.
But
Okay.
if you don't have these, do you need to spray with like a spray?
Yes, if you don't,
Like
these are
spray?
called cupcake baking liners. If you don't have these, make sure that you spray with a baking spray because
Okay.
your
So we
muffins
should
won't
also
come out.
do this one.
All right, and then I have a 1/4 cup, just a little measuring cup. I'm gonna scoop it. Make sure your hands are cleaned, and then I just put that right in there. And that's about the amount that you're gonna need.
Okay, so you just scoop it into little ones?
Yeah.
Okay, we finished filling up the 1.5 muffins, so now we're gonna work on the cream filling for them.
Yeah. The second part of this muffin recipe is making the cream filled part. I have already put the block of cream cheese in my mixing bowl, and then a 1/4 cup of sugar goes in next. Half a teaspoon of lemon juice, and half a cup of butter. If you need to, you can soften this a little bit in your microwave for like 20 seconds.
We're not gonna soften it.
All right, and go ahead and try to mix that up.
Try to. But they're like solid. Can we show the people what it looks like?
Yeah.
Okay, it's nice and like fluffy now. Do you see that?
So then this is another step that is very, very important to this recipe. As you can see now, it's a very soft cream and you're gonna want it to be hard. So I would put it in the freezer for a couple hours. Usually I do it the night before. And I have tried putting it between wax paper. Don't do that. That was my mistake. You're peeling off paper off of the cream filled. I use some sort of plastic wrap instead. So take a piece of that, and then Lorelei, why don't you scoop it out with the...
So you're just like spreading it.
Yeah. I'm putting it on a piece of plastic, and then I'm going to put another one on it, and you just flatten it out.
Oh, like a pancake.
Yeah, like a big pancake.
You're running over it with a steamroller. With the steamroller your hands.
And the idea is that it's going to be hard enough that you can cut it with a knife and put like 1-inch segments of it, 1-inch little blocks of it into the center of your muffin.
Okay.
Exactly. All right, and just kind of wrap that up, put that in the freezer.
For a couple hours?
For a couple
Until it's
hours.
Frozen solid?
Yep.
Okay.
The cream filled mixture is gonna make enough for 2 batches of muffins. So this is half of it. It's nice and frozen. We're just gonna go ahead and cut some. And it doesn't have to be exactly symmetrical or anything like that. And then we're just gonna stick it right in the middle of the muffin. And it's gonna melt in there when it's baking.
You don't need to cover it or anything, you just stick it.
You just put it right in there,
Okay.
stick it down through the center.
And just like roughly 1 inch long.
Roughly 1 inch long. You can kind of get an idea of, and then as you experiment and make this recipe more yourself, you might decide, oh, I like more cream filled center in it. So then you make it just, you cut them pieces a little bit larger. But this is just, the thing I like about this recipe is the muffins are so moist.
And it's important that the cream stuff is frozen when you do it, right? So it doesn't completely like disappear when you're...
Well, it's important that it's frozen because you won't be able to cut it into sections if it is soft. And it goes in the shape that you want it.
Mm-hmm. And then it bakes like that in the middle of the muffin. And then you
Yeah,
bite
it'll pretty
into
much
it.
stay like that. We'll show you what it looks like after they come out of the oven.
Okay.
If you haven't done it yet, you're gonna wanna preheat your oven to 350 degrees.
Okay.
Ours is preheating right now as we do this.
Okay, so now we're putting in the oven for how long?
I would put it in the oven for about 20 minutes. Check it though to make sure that the pumpkin part has set up really nice.
Okay, and this is what they look like. Very good, very yummy. Wait, so 20 minutes?
Start with 20, take a look at it, make sure they're set up nicely.
What does that mean?
Well, if you touch it with your finger, the pumpkin part of it, not the cream filled part, but the pumpkin part is going to spring back really nicely.
Okay.
So we just pulled them out of the oven. We think it was a little bit more than 20 minutes, might have been 20, 25 minutes. And everyone's oven is different, so yeah.
This is what they look like. You can see the cream cheese that has melted in the middle. And
So I'm gonna put these on the drying rack just to
drying rack.
the cooling rack to cool off. As you can see, they're just a perfect little muffin in these little paper.
yeah, and when you bite into them, it's like a cream cheese thing in the middle. It's really good. We'll have to cut one in half when they're done cooling down to show you guys.
Yeah, they're quite warm right now, so they're a little too warm to eat right away. This is my all-time fall muffin for serving bed and breakfast guests in the morning. They're just so good.
We had some guests from France last week that loved them, right? Didn't they take one to go or something?
I have these little to-go containers, and often I'll put 4 on a serving platter for them at
They're
breakfast.
delicious. I inhale these, so.
And they often want to-go containers to take them with them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed them.
yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah,
and
thank you for watching.
come back again in another week for another episode.